Jesse? Jesse?
Oh my god, Rachel! Is this real?
Jesse, I can't believe it. How have you been?
I'm great. My gosh, you look exactly the same.
Seriously? You look so much older.
Yeah, well, I thought if I ever saw you again, you'd look older and wiser, but you haven't really changed at all.
Wiser.
Yeah, like, you'd be all grown up and experienced, and I'd still be this foolish kid.
You don't look like a foolish kid. You look great. You look grown up.
Finally. I'm all grown up now, and I get to sit at a desk and work and pay taxes. Oh boy.
I wish we could tell our past selves that growing up isn't all it's cracked up to be.
Our past selves never would have believed us. Come here, let me take that for you.
Oh, thanks.
Do you have a jacket? It's getting a little windy.
Oh, yeah, actually. Wow, this is so weird, seeing you again like this.
Yeah, I mean, we were best friends for so many years, and now it feels like I'm seeing you for the first time.
Yeah, how long has it been?
About 6 years.
6 years? Really? God, it feels so much longer. How have you been?
Oh, I'm fine.
You said you had a desk job? Where are you working?
Well, I'm working at a software company in New York.
Really? What company?
It's called Blue Horizon. We do secondary programming and development for some other companies. Other companies that you might have heard of go by us for minor development stuff.
Oh, cool. That sounds like a great place for you.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not really what I was expecting, but, you know, things just worked out that way. It pays well, and I've been there for a while.
Whatever happened to your fancy dreams of becoming an innovator? All those fancy tech schools you applied to?
Well, like I said, I just didn't know what to do for a long while, so I figured I'd just get a job in the tech industry to figure things out. How about you? Are you on Broadway yet?
Not quite yet, no. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be to get started in theater. The first couple years were really rough. I've been in some good shows recently, though. There's this new play I just wrapped up in Chicago. It's called The Soldier. Have you heard of it?
No, sorry.
Yeah, it's a smaller thing. You probably wouldn't have. It's about this American soldier who gets trapped behind enemy lines and he can't find his way home. It's pretty good. I've also been in some musicals recently, but nothing really big yet. It's hard to get big roles.
I can imagine it must be incredibly hard. You'll get there, though. You have the talent.
Yeah, I have the talent, but so does everybody else. That's why I moved out of New York. It was just too competitive there.
Where did you go?
Boston for a year or so, then Chicago for a couple years, and I had some good shows there, some good roles, but to be honest, I just wasn't happy. I didn't like being so far from New York.
Oh, so we completely missed each other. I went to MIT and moved around for a while after. I've only been in New York for about a year or so.
Yeah, I was thinking that'd be ironic if we were in the same place at the same time. Where are you headed now?
Somewhere down the coast, I think. I'm on a vacation, so I'm kind of traveling. How about you?
I'm headed home to visit Mom and Dad, actually. I thought I'd check in, you know?
So, have you been dating?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few boyfriends. Eventually I met this guy named James. He's an investor. I met him when he came to one of my shows in Chicago. He was obsessed with his work, but he did genuinely care about me. And eventually he proposed, and he said we could move to New York, and I could focus on my career.
What happened?
It didn't work out.
I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want to talk about it?
Not yet. It was only 2 months ago. What about you? Have you been seeing anyone?
Yeah, I had a girlfriend named Andrea towards the end of college.
Tell me about her.
Well, it's not really a happy story. I mean, we met and fell in love. She was smart and compassionate. We moved in together. Everything was great. And then her brother died. Car accident, I think. And she was really depressed for a really long time. We talked about it after a while, and she ended up leaving me. She said she needed to go and be with her parents. They needed her. And I haven't really seen her since.
That's so sad. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, I just couldn't help feeling like I had failed her somehow. I don't really know how to describe it, but after she left, I just felt like crap for a while. With Andrea, everything had a purpose, and I felt like I knew where I was going and what I was doing. And that was difficult for a long time after you. But after she left, I just felt so lost, so directionless. Even now. Alright, I lied. I'm not going on a vacation. I quit my job.
Really? Why?
It might sound silly, but I'd been thinking about my dreams of being an innovator. And even though I had a job and was making good money, things just didn't feel right. And when I was young, I wanted to show the world something completely new, make it a better place, and I just don't know where that feeling went. I spent my time after college bouncing around trying to find my place, and I just never found it, you know? And the stuff with Andrea just completely set me off balance, and now I'm going to pick up the pieces after all this time. Hopefully. And so, I don't know, I guess I'm traveling to find my next path. I don't even know what I'm looking for. But I thought I might head out west.
What are you hoping to find?
Your guess is as good as mine. I just want to feel like I've found my place, a field where I can do the most good.
I don't think you're different from anyone in that regard. We're all just trying to find our own perfect path, and maybe none of us ever truly find it. Why did you quit your job? That's crazy.
I don't know. Sometimes I can't tell if my life is just falling to pieces or I'm going crazy and just tearing it all down.
I know exactly what you mean. I mean, we all had this opportunity. Our future seemed so bright, and now what? I always thought that when we grew up, all our dreams would come true, but it's come to this.
Remember when we were teenagers and we were so eager to get out in the world?
God, we were obsessed. When everybody else was out partying, getting drunk, being teenagers, we were studying and practicing and planning for the future.
Well, it worked out well, didn't it? You always wanted to go into theater, and now you're where you belong.
I wish that were the case.
What do you mean? You said things were going well, right? You're getting good roles.
Yeah, but I've just been starting to wonder if theater isn't the right path for me.
What makes you say that?
Let's just say I had hope once that my career would improve, but I lost it, okay? I mean, I'm talented, but everybody else is better than me. I can't get bigger roles without better exposure. I can't get better exposure without bigger roles. My enthusiasm just isn't there anymore, and things haven't been adding up, so I've been starting to wonder about the future.
I'm assuming I'm assuming you didn't go to college after you left. Rachel, what do you need? If it's just help, if that's the case, then tell me. What could help improve your career?
Well, it's like I said. If you don't get big roles, you don't get big roles. It's a self-fulfilling nightmare. But nobody ever told me I was crazy for considering theater. They all just said I was so talented I must be destined for it. Well, they were all fools.
I believe in you.
Oh, you believe in me? Well, that's great. But what does it do for me? If only the directors believed in me. If only the talent seekers believed in me. If only the audience believed in me. If only the whole damn world believed in me, then I might have a chance. But you know something, Jesse? Remember when you were a kid and your parents told you could be anything you want to be? Well, it's a lie. You can't. The rest of the people out there are just out for themselves. Everybody just wants a few more zeros on their paycheck, even if they trample over innocent people in the process. Or maybe it's all my fault. Maybe I'm a damn fool for getting into all this in the first place.
Come on, Rachel, calm down. Where is this coming from? You did what you always wanted to. I always knew that when you left, you'd be on Broadway trying to make it big as an actress. You followed your dreams, and it just hasn't worked out yet.
Jesse, sometimes dreams just don't work out.
So you're just going to give up?
And what about your dreams? Tell me all about your latest technological breakthrough, or just show me a magazine article. I don't care. What do you know about following your dreams? You gave up too.
That's different. I never really had any direction to my ambitions. I always knew that I wanted to be an innovator in technology, create new things, but I never really knew how to do that. Even in college, I just got tech degrees and hoped that everything would work out eventually, but you haven't been around to know it, but it's been hard for me.
Are you blaming me?
No, I'm not blaming you. I'm just asking you to open your eyes and see that you're not the only one that's in trouble.
You're blaming me. You think this is all because I left.
Look, I'm not blaming you. We both made choices that have affected our lives since, and now we have to deal with it. I just want you to know what effect your choice had on me.
Look, you can't try to understand what I was going through. It was the right decision for me.
For you, I'm sure, but what about everybody else? You left your friends behind, you left your parents behind, you left me, even if I deserved it. How do you think everybody felt when your presence disappeared from their lives literally overnight?
So this is it. This is what my life will be defined by. I'm Rachel, the girl who ran away in high school. But what does it matter? Right now is all that matters, and right now you're standing on a train platform looking for your new future. Same as me. Maybe we're not so different after all.
What do you mean?
I lost my job as a waitress. I was too stressed, I was spread too thin, and I just wasn't showing up anymore. So I'm going home to my parents and hoping, praying that they'll let me live with them while I figure things out.
Do you think they'll forgive you?
Maybe if I was starring in Mamma Mia, but coming to them a failure? I don't know.
You could come with me.
What could I hope to find if even you don't know what you're looking for?
Companionship.
I don't need companionship.
How can you think that? Why do you want to be alone?
We are alone, Jesse. From the moment we are born, we are alone. The only person on our own team.
And that's why we try so hard to live our lives together. It's because of the emptiness inside us that we seek out relationships. I mean, what is human life but the search for relationships?
Relationships have failed me.
In the past, yes, and now you're afraid. Afraid of human connection. Afraid that the next person you grow close to will leave you, betray your trust, or hurt you.
That's not fear, that's life. Life takes everything away and leaves you no better than the things you've lost.
But you haven't lost everything, Rachel.
I lost you. That's why I left. Because I lost you.
Because I fell in love with you, I know.
No, you weren't in love with me. You were just jealous because I was dating people and you weren't. That's not what I mean.
Okay, fine, you're right. I wouldn't have loved you if you weren't off playing around with your douchebag boyfriends. You weren't a part of my life anymore.
Jesse, you weren't there. That's how I lost you. I needed you and you weren't there for me. You were always there for me. You were good like that. Talking to you always made me feel better. But things started to change halfway through high school, you know? We started to separate. I felt like I barely saw you. And one day, I knew you were in love with me. And I resented you for it. And so I started to date these really terrible guys because I was young and stupid, and it made me feel powerful. Like choosing to date whoever I wanted meant that I didn't have to. One of my boyfriends, Jason, was a huge asshole, but I didn't care. He took me out to Harry's Pizza. Afterwards, he brought me home and he said that he wanted to have sex. I didn't want to lose my virginity yet. So he grabbed me, bent me over his bed, and he did it anyway. And I never told anybody because I knew that nobody could say anything that would make me feel better. I was broken. A used rag tossed away. I needed you. I needed your comfort. When I came to you a week later, the only comfort you gave me was, I love you. Is that love? Is that what love is?
Why didn't you tell me this? How come you're telling me now?
I couldn't. I wanted to tell you, but after... It doesn't matter. I had made up my mind.
Oh my god. How did this happen? How did this happen to us? It's not a story. It's not someone else. It's us, Jesse and Rachel. How can we let this happen? Is this what we asked for? We were so anxious to grow up, and is this what we wanted?
It happened, and we have to live with it. It's just part of my life now. And you hear about these kinds of things happening to other people, but it happened to me. And it taught me the truth about the world. Everybody is out for themselves, and nobody is on your side. Your boyfriends will turn on you, your best friendships will wear away, and one day your parents won't be there to help you. And so I decided to leave and find my own fortune. And I was such a damn fool. A handful of half-assed plays, years of waitressing to stay alive. Now I just have to run home to mom and dad like I'm a little girl again.
You're not a girl anymore. Our childhood is over. Our time to screw up is over. We've got the rest of our lives ahead of us, and that's all we've got. And it's time to start making the right choices. Come with me.
Why?
Listen to me for a moment. I failed you. I can't stop thinking about it. Whatever I do, I can't get it out of my head. For years, I've been thinking about what I could have done differently, been haunted by the choices I made. You were everything to me, and when you left, you took a part of me with you. From then on, I was never whole. I spend most of my time walking alone. I walk for hours into the morning, never stopping, never going anywhere. All I wanted to do was fix the problem, but that always seemed impossible. But now you're here. I don't know how, but you're here. And it's almost as if There are a million possible paths that we could have followed, possible choices that we could have made. But we're here, and our paths have crossed again, and it's almost as if we have another chance to make everything right, to find a way to get on with our lives.
What do you mean?
I mean that we can fix this right now. Right here. We can set the course for the rest of our lives. So we have to make the right choice. What happened in the past, it's over, it's gone, it doesn't matter. What's important is this moment. This moment, this single moment in space and time. That's all that matters. We're both standing on the edge of a cliff looking down into the chasm. And the only thing I know is that neither of us can make the jump alone. We're weak, we're broken, and without help we'll fall. But you don't have to go through this alone. Neither of us do. We can fix this. I don't know how we can...
Okay. We'll figure it out.
Good.